Hey guys, welcome back into another episode with Richie Khandelwal of Price Labs. And today we are talking about how to set up your Airbnb and VRBO on Price Labs the right way. A lot of people are really not doing it the right way and they end up overpaying for Price Labs. You accidentally have multiple listings when you only need one. And so we're going to help you save money today as well. But just two reminders before we get into this really quickly here. Number one is if you're ready to get a free 30-day trial with an onboarding training, all you have to do is go to fearlesskyle.com/price labs and you can get started there. But, and this is a big but, and we just started this just over a month ago, the six-figure formula, we have a 25% discount to the six-figure formula. Sorry, 25% discount to Price Labs through the six-figure formula. And that is only if you are a six-figure formula member. All you have to do to learn more about that is go to fearlesskyle.com/6FF. And that's as easy as that. But Richie, coming from beautiful Cancun today, excited to have you on, man.
Very, very excited. I was last week in Chicago, so Cancun feels just like heaven compared to the cold weather. And again, very excited to speak with you, Kyle.
Yeah, and no, that's not Cancun behind you, but it feels
That
like
is,
it,
yeah.
right?
This is my
Awesome.
hotel room faking Cancun.
Yeah. So Richie, a lot of people, they jump in, they don't have a PMS, maybe they're not using HostAway like we recommend, and they've got Airbnb and VRBO, and they end up having double listings. So, let's just kind of talk about a real easy 1, 2, 3 step of how to get your listings onboarded and the right way to do that.
Yeah. Before I dive into that, highly recommend using a property management system as you're starting to scale. And I'm sure join six-figure formula and figure out how to get there because you want to automate as much as possible. And Price Labs is part of that automation stack. But maybe you're starting out early, you have one property, you have two property, and you're just directly listing them on Airbnb and VRBO. And so that's kind of the use case that we are covering today. I don't have an empty screen, but what you'd end up doing and what anyone ends up doing is you'd have an empty screen where you'd see a large add your listings to Price Labs, and you'll connect your listings, you'd find your Airbnb listing, you'll connect that, and then you'll find your VRBO listing and you'll connect that, and you'd be good to go. You'd see in Price Labs your Airbnb listing and your VRBO listing. You'll be guided through a setup, and for all practical purposes, you would be good to go, except for one thing. In this case, we are starting to see, and in Price Labs, two separate properties. Today, we don't know that Airbnb and VRBO property that you have connected are the same listings. And so this is that additional step in onboarding that you have to take to tell us, hey, that these are the same listings. Now, if you see this kind of an icon, and maybe my screen's too zoomed in, let me zoom out. If you see this kind of an icon, this is a map listings icon where we are saying, hey, tell us which two listings are same, map them together so that we know how to price them together, right? So you're going to come in, you're going to click this button, you're going to select a parent listing. It doesn't matter which one you select. Ideally, I would say you select your VRBO listing. Say you've selected your VRBO listing. We're going to automatically look at all the properties that you have in your account, which are the closest properties. We're going to apply some intelligence, but we still may not know which one's the exact one. So you're going to see some in your dropdown. In this case, even though you see I have 4 properties in this setup, I only see 1 in the dropdown because we applied some intelligence saying, hey, this should be the child listing. Pick your VRBO listing as the parent, pick your Airbnb listing as the child, and click map listing. What this is going to do is it's going to copy from your parent listing all your minimum base prices, any changes that you make on the parent listing, so that you don't have to double up the changes between Airbnb and VRBO. You only have to do it at one place, which is your parent listing, which is ideally going to be your VRBO listing. Number 2, what this also helps is it tells us, hey, this user is not using us for 2 listings. They're using us for 1 listing only, right? And because you're using us for 1 listing only, instead of paying for 2 listings, you pay us $35. But if you're using 2 listings like this, which are connected together, you're only paying us $21. So it's a big gap as well, right? Instead of $35, you're only paying us $21. So there's a lot of savings there as well. Do note, you don't try to fake the system and connect properties that are not not
Yeah.
truly the same,
Right.
because you like pricing is highly dependent on how that property is performing and how it's done historically and where it is located. If you connect two properties that are not the same, you're not going to get the results, right? So don't be penny wise, pound foolish in some ways, right? But if you have, again, Airbnb and VRBO listings, same listings, you've connected them to Price Labs, you've started pricing them, come in, click this icon, find your VRBO property, make that the parent, make Airbnb the child, click map, and these listings would be mapped together. And again, you can keep doing this mapping as many times as you want, right? If you have multiple Airbnb and VRBO listings. Now, what you would also see is, because I've mapped a listing, you'll see, hey, this listing is now in italics and it just says it's a child listing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would come in and I would say you want to come in here and just quickly also click hide child listings, because I don't want to worry about my child listing
Right.
anymore. I only want to price my parent listing. And whenever I've priced my parent listing, whatever I've done on that parent listing, it will automatically also go into child listing. You're not doing the double the work, right? Number three that you want to do is maybe you want to have separate um, like because of different service fees between Airbnb and VRBO, you may want to have slightly different markups. The way you will handle that is you'll click dynamic pricing at the top. You'll go into customizations. I don't have Airbnb and VRBO properties in this account, but you would see Airbnb, you'd see VRBO here, and you want to go into the Airbnb listing, go into advanced customizations, add pricing offset, and you say, hey, I want this listing's price to be offset by 5% from whatever the actual calculation is. And similarly, you'll walk into VRBO and you'd say, hey, I don't go by 5%, whatever that number is for you, whether
Right.
it's 3%, whether it's 15%, whatever your service fee is, and same on VRBO side. Um, that's what I'd love for you to do, for you to be able to price your properties, Airbnb and VRBO, directly within Price Labs, really well. The last thing that I do want to mention, be careful, we don't manage availability, nor do we sync calendars between Airbnb and VRBO. That is a property management system, which is where Kyle was going. Use a property management system, automate your operations. But if you're not doing that yet, you can make sure that you connect your iCal between Airbnb and VRBO so that you're not getting double bookings. A quick way to find about this is click this thing at the right bottom. Um, go into just our home and search for Airbnb VRBO. And as you do that, you'd see guide for using Airbnb and VRBO with Price Labs. Click that. It will tell you 5 steps that you need to do, including the 2 that we've worked on, mapping listings and pricing offsets. And that's what you need to do to make sure you're using Price Labs correctly with Airbnb and VRBO.
Perfect. Perfect.
That's what I wanted to cover, Kyle, today. Any questions?
No, that's perfect, Richie. That's simple. Let's keep it simple. And you mentioned property management system a few times. So yes, guys, the answer is yes. You get a $30 discount per month if you're using HostAway through the six-figure formula. So www.fearlesskyle.com/6FF. HostAway is the one that we recommend. We love HostAway. They're awesome. They integrate with just about everything. And for that reason, they'll also integrate with Price Labs very well. And yeah, just go check that out. And of course, if you have not gotten your membership with Price Labs yet, what are you waiting for? Just join the six-figure formula, get 25% off. Or again, if you would rather go and say, hey, I want to get a 30-day free trial first to see if I like it, by all means, go to fearlesskyle.com/Price Labs and you get that free 30 days plus an onboarding training. As always, we're doing this every single month because we love Price Labs. It's one of our favorites. It's the biggest no-brainer I think you need to have in your business. And Richie, I just appreciate you, as always, coming in and bringing some major value to our audience.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Love working with you and what you're doing at Six Figure Formula, and you're changing lives. So really appreciate working with you.
Thanks, brother. We'll see you again in a month.